Winter 2023. We have some good anime, we have some bad anime. We also have more isekai. Tons of isekai.
Bruh.
But today I'm not here to talk to you about any of those things. I'm here to talk to you about underrated anime. So, without further ado, number 1. Endo and Kobayashi Live, the latest on Tsundere Princess Lottie. It's a unique take on the otome game anime genre that we've seen popping up lately. This show asks the question, what if the characters in the game could hear us? Endo and Kobayashi, two high school students, use the game to practice their commentary, but as they play, they realize that Crown Prince Siegwald can hear them. It's a great premise and it's served by characters with actual personality, decent animation. I mean, look, it's an otome game rom-com, it's not a shonen battle thriller. The best part of the show is the titular character Lottie, the most stereotypical tsundere you could possibly think of. And the show gives us the best part of tsunderes, their red-faced embarrassment complete with the steam sound effect. There is a larger plot at play where our two commentators are attempting to save all their characters and of course, make their ships canon, but at its core it's a fairly light-hearted and very cute rom-com. Lastly, I would be remiss not to mention that everyone's favourite, Hana Kanazawa, voices Kobayashi, and that Lottie the tsundere is voiced by Tomori Kusunoki, the voice behind Makima. That's right, you could have Makima, but tsundere. The magical revolution of the reincarnated princess and the genius lady. As you can see from title, it is another isekai, but hold on, hear me out. The isekai element is really only there to serve as an underlying motivation for our main character, the goofball Princess Anisphia. Even though she likes magic, she dreams of flying, and since she knows it's possible from her previous life, she turns to
thaumaturgy,
the science of combining magic and technology to make her dream come true. Meanwhile, her brother, the prince in line to the throne, announces an arranged marriage to Ophelia, the daughter of the Prime Minister, in dramatic fashion at an evening banquet. Anis happens to crash the banquet, quite literally, on a flying broom. Seeing what's happened, she steals Ophelia away to help her with her experiments. The show gets off to a flying start, pun intended. The rest of the show features great animation and music, fun characters, and plenty of intrigue to move the story along. The episodes are mostly slow-paced and emotional, aided by wonderful music and very pretty animation. The show really knows how to take its time developing its characters, carried by some incredible performances from the voice actors. Particularly the second half of the show, there are some incredibly raw and emotional scenes. The emotion that shines through in the slow pacing and the voice work turned the show from just another fantasy isekai to one I wholeheartedly recommend. That said, all of this does sort of make sense when I point out that it is a Yuri anime. For all you VA watchers out there, this show features Sayaka Senbongi, the VA for Shuna in Slime and Haru in Beastars as Princess Anis, and Manaka Iwami, the voice for Toru Honda in Fruits Basket as Ophelia.
ありがとうございます。
めっちゃ可愛い。ありがとう言いたいのはこっちの方や。
This super cute anime is The Ice Guy and his cool female colleague. Based on a Pixiv webcomic, the show follows Himuro-kun, a descendant of a Yuki-onna, or a snow woman, as he starts a job at a new company, falling in love with a completely human coworker who, in some instances, is more of an ice queen than he is. I'm a sucker for romances outside of the typical high school setting. We lose the whole will they won't they shenanigans and typical embarrassment and tsundereness of high school romance anime for a much more reasonable and straightforward depiction of how things develop in the real world. There's no grand overarching narrative or concern that the world will end, just pure wholesome romance. Himuro-kun, the titular ice guy, is incredibly precious with a very cute Kansai accent that only makes him more adorable, and Fuyutsuki, his cool female coworker, is adorable when interacting with him. It's what you dream of in an office place romance, really. Alongside the main two, we have a descendant of a phoenix, a fox lady, and a couple of other human coworkers. Oh, and of course, a manager everyone thinks is descended from Buddha. Words can't really describe how cute these two are, so go give it a watch. If you don't fall in love with them by the end of episode 1, well, you're beyond redemption. Their interactions are realistic and laid back, and this is the perfect anime to watch while relaxing in bed or with a nice cup of hot chocolate. The voice cast is also 100% on point, with our two leads played by Yui Ishikawa, who voiced Mikasa from Attack on Titan, and Chiaki Kobayashi, the VA for Askeladd in Vinland Saga.
じきに20歳になろうっていうのに乙女はないだろ
う。そりゃ先輩のおかげで乙女ではありませんが。
I think Inspector flew under the radar of a lot of folks when Season 1 came out back in 2020, and the show's only gotten better. Kotoko Iwanaga is a human girl who acts as a goddess of wisdom, interacting with spirits and yokai to solve their issues. Her boyfriend, Kuro Sakuragawa, can shape the future through dying and coming back to life. Together, they keep the balance between yokai and humans, ensuring that nothing disturbs the so-called natural order. Season 2 kicks off with a Yuki Onna and a man accused of murder. He's innocent, of course, and was at home with said Yuki Onna at the time of the murder, but, of course, when the police come to question him, he can't exactly say that the mystical snow lady was his alibi. Inspector revels in his mysteries, solving puzzles slowly and presenting almost endless theories and ideas that really never get boring. While the show can be described as Kotoko bullshitting simulator, it's incredibly engaging to see her dissect and create various theories. The writing keeps you absolutely hooked and you're never really sure what the full truth is until the end of the story arc. Now, admittedly, it's not a show for someone who's looking for major action. The show requires that you pay attention to enjoy it, but the focus on the mysteries allows for much deeper exploration of characters in far fewer episodes than you typically find elsewhere. If you enjoy supernatural mysteries and watching them unravel via logic rather than just punching everything, this is the show for you. Last but not least, I must mention that the two leads are played by Akari Kito, the voice actor for Nezuko, and Suzune from Classroom of the Elite, and the one and only Mamoru Miyano, who voiced Light in Death Note and Dazai in Bungo Stray Dogs. I'm sure there's more underrated anime that I haven't covered in this video, and I'll freely admit that I haven't watched everything on offer this season, so let me know down in the comments what you're enjoying at the moment. Also, like and subscribe. Bye!